friends, it's Charity Ellison, Triple Diamond with It Works Global, and welcome to Millionaire School. It is Saturday, June 13th, also known as my birthday. So this is a birthday Millionaire School, and I'm so excited that you guys are here with me this morning. I'm going to take just a second here to let all of our viewers finish loading. If you guys have any questions about anything I'm saying, you can type it. If you're on your phone, I think it's at the bottom of the screen. If you're on a computer, you can just type in the chat option. And if you have any questions afterwards, you're welcome to leave questions in the comments section below here on YouTube, or you can reach me on Facebook. I am Charity Ellison from Gig Harbor, Washington. So welcome everybody. Each Saturday, we take some time out of our day to help you guys build your business. Little tips and tricks, things that we've learned. Each different week, we've got a different topic. And today's topic is color identifying and body language. So you're probably saying to yourself, why in the world do I need to know about rainbow colors in order to talk to people? Well, I thought the same thing for a really long time. In fact, I had been told about identifying people according to colors quite a few times at different trainings I went to. And for some reason, it just didn't click for me. And when we went to the It Works U in Arizona, we took a road trip down there. And Mike Patillo, who of course we all know is amazing and fabulous, did the colors for everyone live while using a Blitz card and really showing us why it was important in our business. And thanks for the birthday wishes. And for me, something clicked. And it really helped me to realize that when I'm talking to people and I'm blitzing them, or I'm talking to them about being a customer or a distributor, that it's really important to meet them where they're at, to figure out why they respond to certain things. Have you guys ever noticed when you blitz someone, whether it's, using a blitz card, which we love these, or it's talking to someone on Facebook, or maybe a cold call or text messaging, that everybody responds a little bit different. Some people want to host parties. Some people want to have a million questions. Some people want to get a good deal. Some people just want to help you out and help you to get other customers. And it's like, well, what drives everyone to respond so differently? So we're going to go through the colors, and I'm just going to kind of use a Blitz card to show you when you are talking to a stranger, because that's usually who you're blitzing out and about, and using a Blitz card, which is our coupons, how you can listen for what they're responding to and act accordingly. So we're going to go through the different colors. So I just want to give you guys just a second to get a pen and a piece of paper so that you can write these down. And because it really has truly helped me with talking to people and figuring out where they're coming from and being a thoughtful listener. So I'm just going to get this screen shared here. Give me just a second. Alrighty. Okay, hopefully everybody's seeing that. Okay, so we are going to talk about 4 different colors. The first color that we're going to talk about is red. So red. What are reds? Well, reds are focused on winning, money-driven, and type A personalities. So I'm going to give you some examples of a red, for instance. So you are coaching your daughter's softball team, and there's this girl, she's about 6 or 7 years old, and she's killing it, she's doing really good out on the field, or maybe she's trying really hard, and you get together with your daughter that's on the team and all these other girls that are on the team, and you kneel down, and they're behind, and it doesn't look like they're gonna win. And you say to them, it doesn't matter. Winning's not everything. It's not about winning. It's about playing the game and having fun and helping your friends out and learning all about this game. And this one little girl, this one little 6 or 7 year old, looks at you and says, you're crazy. This is all about winning. It is all about being focused. It's all about winning the game, getting the trophy, being the lead, being the top. I will trip a girl in order to get that soccer ball into the goal. That would be a red. So reds are very, very, very driven by competition. They want to be the first ones to do everything. They tend to be people that can jump from thing to thing to thing to thing. Usually reds either love change because they love to win at the next thing, or they hate change because they don't want to do something if they're not good at it. They're very, very, very money driven. So these are your people that want to maximize their pay. These are the people that when you enroll them as distributors say, I want to be a triple diamond. I want to be an ambassador diamond. I want to make lots of money. How do I make $1,000? And to them, it's really, really, really about the money. How much money can they make? It's also about them being outgoing. So reds typically are going to be your super fiery people. They're going to be outgoing, talkative, but talkative to the point, not talkative just to be friends and funny and make other people feel good. No. They have a specific thing in mind. They are very organized when it comes to their own organization skills. Their bedrooms may be hot messes, but to them it's totally organized and totally makes sense. So when you are looking at a red, and you give a red a blitz card, I want to give you guys a second, and you know what, this is going to help too if you guys have a blitz card handy while we're going through this class. But I want you to take a look at this card here, and I want you to say to yourself, what on here has anything to do with winning, money, assertion? I'll give you a hint. It might be something that's in red. Wink, wink. So when you present a blitz card to a red, right here is what they're going to see. These are the people that when you blitz them, they say to you, how much is it? Do you make money at this? Is this your job? Is this what you do all day long? Well, I don't think that these work, but it's 25 bucks, so I'm going to prove you wrong. These are the people that probably are going to take you the longest to enroll, because reds are usually the biggest skeptics, not because they think they're the smartest and not because they need to know every single thing about the business, but because reds are people that believe it's too good to be true. When I blitz a red, I know it's a red because they're either talking about money. They look at this card, they don't really care about the wrap, they don't really care about the party or the back or anything. They might flip it over a couple times and they'll be like, well, can I get this discount? Do you guys ever have more on sale? Do you guys ever have sales? So when you blitz a red and she asks you about the money portion, then you say, yep, absolutely. It's normally $30, but I can get it to you today for $25. How does that sound? You don't talk about what the wrap does. You don't talk about the back and the front. She or he doesn't care about any of that. They care about how much is it going to cost them? Are they doing it before their friends are doing it? And are they going to prove you wrong? And can they make money at it? You'll also know red if they say that. If they go straight to the opportunity and say, well, how much money do you make a day doing this? And usually the best thing to say to a red at that point is, well, I make more money than I did before starting doing this. So reds don't want sappy stories. They're not going to connect to you by thinking about helping other people. They're not going to connect to you by you knowing wrap ingredients. They're not going to connect to you because it sounds like fun and friendship and freedom. No. They're going to connect with you because they're going to see an opportunity to either look better, get a good deal, or make money. I know reds because I'm a red. So if you're wondering what a red is, I'm a red. Outgoing, type A, I like to be in charge. And same thing for most reds. Now, here's a little advice. If you get a red that is on your team, one of the things that I see happen with reds a lot is they become micromanaged. So if you sign a red, it's really important to set them up for success, give them all of the tips that you can think of, set them up with, their daily activity tracker, steps to success, and then you have got to let a red go. You need to let a red manage their own team. You need to let a red make her own mistakes. Unfortunately, us reds are the type of people that have to fall flat on our faces. The worst thing, like I said, you can do with a red is to micromanage. So you got to let them flounder a little bit. If they know they're absolutely right about something, say, okay, fine, let them make mistakes. Us reds tend to have to learn how to do things the hard way, and we have to learn lessons the hard way. So if you've got someone on your team that you say to yourself, oh man, I totally have a person like that, identify that they're a red. Let them run their own stuff. Don't try to tell them how to do things. Don't tell them they have to do things a certain way. They don't like that. If you've had someone on your team that maybe has left or isn't distributing anymore that was a red, maybe you learned a lesson. So it's never too late though, right? Give them a call and be like, I feel kind of like maybe I micromanaged you, or I didn't let you figure stuff out on your own. Did you feel that way at all? Because you can bring a red back, especially if you bring the winning a cruise, like what's up for grabs right now, or if you bring in the whole idea of them getting to run their own team. So that is a red. Let's take a look here at the next one. All righty. So the next one after red is going to be, oh, Justin, help. Sorry, guys, give me just a second here. I knew if left to my own devices on the computer, I'd be in deep trouble. It's not pushing right for the...
Click on the actual thing.
Oh.
To keep that up.
Ha ha ha. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Technologically challenged. So you don't need to know how to use electronics very well to, yes, be a millionaire in the company. So looking at the next color scheme, we've got blues. Blues are fun. So my best friend is a blue. Blues are the life of the party. Blues are fun. Blues are talkative. Blues are excited. Blues are the people that when you get somewhere, they are having a good time no matter what. They don't take themselves too seriously. They love to have fun. They love to go on adventures. They love to travel. They don't need to have a plan. They don't need to have a roadmap. They don't need to really even know where they're going as long as they're having a good time. They're usually people that are super talkative. They get really upset if they get cut off. These are people that hate paperwork usually. Blues don't want to have paperwork to follow, but sometimes the best thing for a blue ever is to have that. And the reason being is that when you have a blue and they don't have direction and they don't know where they're going, it's really hard for them to get to a destination. So sometimes giving blues simple, easy tasks like the daily activity tracker are the best things ever for them. So I'm gonna show you guys here what it is like to blitz a blue. So when you go up to someone and you say, hey, I have a question. Have you tried this crazy wrap thing? And they look at this and they don't read it much and they go, what's the party thing? What's that party thing there? That's going to be what a blue sees. So they're going to be like, host a party. Oh my gosh, yeah, I can totally get like 10 friends together. I know so many people that are going to want to do this. Like I have so many friends that have had babies that I hang out with because I'm a blue. So it means I have a million friends on Facebook probably. And I know a million people and I talk to a million people all the time because I'm very, very social because I'm a blue and I'm fun and I'm wild and I'm crazy. And it's all about fun and it's never going to be about the money-driven side of it. It's not going to be about being analytical. It's not going to be about helping other people out. It is literally going to be about having a good time. So when you're talking to a blue and the first thing they say is, huh, well, I could do like a part. What is this party thing? I wanted to get this for free. When you do that and when you get someone that says that it is so crazy important that you immediately book that party. If they say I can get 10 friends together today, or I can get 10 friends together tomorrow, you better clear your schedule and you better make that happen. Even if you're someone that likes to plan things out because you're not a blue, it's really important for you to jump on blues at the moment. Blues are like squirrel. Squirrel. So these are your people that love to show you YouTube videos. You're in the middle of doing a trading with them and they're like, oh wait, I need to show you this really cool thing that happened to me the other day. And they pull it up and they start telling you all the stuff that they've done for the week, and the stories are long and drawn out. You know, blues for me, I've totally learned how to deal with blues because I want to like get to the point. And that's how most reds are. But for blues, you know, you need to meet them where they're at. So if a blue wants to show you a YouTube video, watch it. If a blue wants to talk about this crazy party thing and book a party, book it. If a blue wants to go on and on about something on the phone, put it on speaker and listen. Meet your blues where they're at. So if you've got a blue on your team, then my advice to you would be to meet them where they're at. Make this business about the fun that they're going to have, about the friendships they're going to create, about the social stuff they're going to get to do. It's a mobile business. It's a tax write-off. They can take it anywhere they want, have so much fun. So the worst thing you can do with a blue is to micromanage them with paperwork. So if you get a blue and you try to make them organize a file folder and booklets and watch a million training videos before they get started and watch this and learn this and know this, that blue is going to quit your team before they even start because it's too much for them. Their brain doesn't think that way. Their brain thinks party, fun, excitement, talkative. Woo! That's a blue. So I'm sure some of you know blues out there, or maybe you even are a blue yourself. So let's take a look here at the next one, and hopefully I'll be able to get it up a little bit quicker here. All right, so the next one we're going to talk about is our yellows. Oh, you guys, yellows are my favorite. So yellows are thoughtful. Yellows are service-driven, and yellows are my pleasure. So here is the deal with yellows. When you are talking to a yellow, you need to make sure that you're not too aggressive. You need to not make it about money and winning and fun and craziness and out of the boxness. It's too much for a yellow. Yellows are going to be your people that want to help. So think about it. Think about your team, think about your customers or your friends or family, and think about that like grandma type person. That person that will always be there to help you set up early, that will help you to tear down, the person that will help you build your business even though they're not part of the company. Maybe they'll wear a lanyard for you, or maybe they'll, you know, cook you meals because they know how hard you've been working and they don't want you to have to take time away from what you're doing. And they're very thoughtful people. Now, when you blitz a yellow, I'm going to show you what blitzing a yellow is all about. Okay, so when you blitz a yellow, this is what's going to happen. You're going to hand them this card, and you are going to look at it, and you are going to say, they're going to say, oh my gosh, this poor girl, did she actually look like that? Oh my goodness, you helped fix her. She must feel so good. Yellows are awesome because yellows are so thoughtful, and I love that. I love that about yellows. They are probably not gonna care about the money. They're probably not gonna wanna host a party because that sounds like a lot of stuff for them to put together. But what they are gonna do is say, you know, I don't know if this is right for me today because I'm kind of shy because I'm a yellow, but what if I got some extra cards from you, and what if I handed them out to some of my friends and family for you, and maybe that would help you build your business. Fantastic. So when you blitz a yellow and they ask for more cards or more coupons or product catalogs or anything that they ask for, give it to them. Because the best part about getting Blitz cards in the hands of yellows is that they will be so crazy thoughtful with them. So when they hand them out to other people, they won't just say, oh yeah, some girl gave me this, check it out. They're gonna say, oh my gosh, I met this really nice girl. She was covered in tattoos, so that was kind of crazy, but I really liked it. She was really neat and really nice, and she's an entrepreneur, and she's building her business, and her name is Charity, and she's putting these crazy wraps, and look what they do. It's so neat. If I give you a coupon, would you call her? Fiddly-tastic. Let them do that. If you have yellows on your team, and they want to come help set up early or tear down, or they want to help you build the business, or they want to do anything, you guys, you've got to let them. It'll be really hard for you reds out there to allow that to happen, because as reds, you like control, you like to be in charge. And when people are too helpful, you tend to be like, why are you being so helpful? Like, is this like a scheme, or like, what are you doing to me? Why are you being so helpful? It has taken me a lot of time to learn how to allow a yellow to help me, because they are service driven. So if you guys take that away from them and those people on your team that really do like to help all the time, and you say, oh, well, Carrie helps all the time, so why don't we have someone else do it? And Carrie's going to be like, I don't mind. I actually like it. I like getting there early. I like helping to set up. Yellows are fantastic as team leaders because they love on their teams, and they make it all about loving on their teams. So if you have a yellow, let them be service driven. Let them help other people out. You are not taking advantage of them. That's truly how they like to be. So that is a yellow. Love our yellows, love our blues, love our reds as well. And now we're going to talk about the last one here. And that is, let me get to it real quick here, guys. Give me just a second. Where did it go? There it is. Okay. So last but not least, we have green. So greens. Greens are going to be really, really, really super easy to peg right off the bat. So greens are super, super analytical, very, very detail oriented, and very loyal. If a green joins your team, they will probably never quit. So love our greens. Greens are people that might take a little bit of time to join the business because they need to research every single product. They need to research the website. They need to ask all of their friends ahead of time if they're going to want to purchase wraps. They are usually fairly organized. They love binders, to-do lists. They love to be incredibly detailed. It probably takes them longer to create a presentation. Maybe they're computer people, maybe they're techie people. If they're not computer people or techie people, then they do everything on paper, but it's very organized, it's very methodical, and it's very thought out. I am about to marry a green, so I know greens very, very well. The thing I can say about greens is be patient, guys. Be patient, but don't fall into their trap. So when you are talking to a green, when you're talking to someone that is analytical, when you're talking to someone that's detailed or loyal, it's going to be very, very important for you to let them do their own research and don't fall into the trap. So when you present a Blitz card to a green, what you're going to find is they're going to take a look at this card, and they're going to take a look at this card, and then they're going to take a look at this card, and then they're going to take a look at this card, and they're going to be like, so you say it reduces the appearance of cellulite. Now, exactly how does that happen on a cellular level? Or they'll say, and what are all the herbs and botanicals in this botanically based formulation? So when you are talking to a green, it is going to be very, very important for you to allow them to ask questions, be thoughtful, and send them somewhere to find out the information. It is not your responsibility as a distributor to learn all of the ingredients or to know the science behind this. If you guys are a green watching this and you're doing that right now, stop. We are not scientists. We are not biologists. We are independent It Works distributors. We distribute a product and we get paid for it. So when you get someone that's a green and they start asking you a billion questions like, well, how does it work? Well, I don't understand. What I say to a green is, I know it's crazy, right? Would you like to try it for $25? And a lot of times a green will say, well, I think I need to look into it a little bit more. And or they have questions and you're not sure how to answer them. Send them either to your website and teach them how to click on view ingredients and look at everything. They can look at it all up on them on their own. That's the great thing about It Works, is that we don't hide any of our ingredients. So they can look up and read up on every single ingredient if they want to. They can also go to the myitworksproductcoach.com. And if they go to My It Works Product Coach, they can ask a million questions and get everything answered. When you blitz a green, get their contact info, send them an email link if you need to, or a text message or whatever with those websites, and follow up with them that way. And then move on and talk to somebody else, because greens will suck up your time when you're blitzing. You could have 50 people walk by you while a green is trying to ask you all the questions about this. So be quiet when you blitz them, like you are with any color. But make sure that you're not spending too much time trying to answer all of the nitty-gritty questions. If you have a green on your team, you will know you have a green on your team because those will be the people that are like, well, I can't really talk to any of my friends and family yet until I know every product and every ingredient that's ever been created. Greens will waste a lot of time. Greens will pass up their 120 product credit because they didn't go quick enough. So the best advice I can give you if you are a green or if you have a green on your team is give them a daily activity list and give them a time frame as to how much time in a day that they're allowed to look up stuff. So if I've got a green on my team and I can tell it's a green, I say, here's the deal. You're going to waste a lot of time researching, but you're green, so I can't stop you from doing that. What I'm going to ask you, though, is for you to only take 10 minutes a day to research stuff. And the other time that you have, I want you to take what you've learned and I want you to start talking to people. And when you come across a question that someone asks you and you don't know the answer, then you just say, you know what, that's a great question. Let me find out the answer and get back to you. So if you've got a green on your team, you got to let them do a little of the research stuff. You got to let them be a little analytical. You know, it might take them longer to get to the destination, but they're incredibly loyal. So again, with any of these colors, guys, you know, you can be a little bit of both. So I am primarily red with a little bit of green. Justin is primarily green with a little bit of a tiny bit of red. And when he was younger, he was a little bit more blue. So everybody's different in your life. You may kind of go in and out of color schemes, but you're going to find as a general marker that that you're going to at least fit in minorly into at least one of those categories, if not more. So I hope that makes sense as far as when it comes to, you know, blitzing and talking to other people. Now, with the colors also comes the second most important thing. So when I blitz someone and I have them ask me about the product itself or the price or the party, or they want to share these with their friends and family, I kind of get a good idea as to what color they are, so I can kind of work that way. So if I get someone that talks about having, you know, a party, and then they say, well, is this something that anybody can do? And I say, oh, absolutely, it's a ton of fun. I don't say, oh yes, and It Works is going to give you every single thing that you could ever possibly need in order to build your business and this and that, and you've got this and that and this and that and this and that. The Blue's going to be like, oh my gosh, this sounds like way too much work. Now, if you blitz a red and they start talking about money, you're not going to go into, and they say, oh, can you make money doing this? You're not going to go into, oh yes, and it's all natural ingredients, and you can have parties, and it's super fun, and you're going to meet so many friends. A red's like, that's too much. I don't want anything to do with that. I just want to, you know, have a good business opportunity. Or you blitz a yellow, and they ask if they can share your cards, or they're like, oh my gosh, this is so great. Are you making money? That's so wonderful. You're an entrepreneur. It's so great. And they're complimenting you. Don't start in with, oh yes, and all the ingredients are natural and you can make tons of money doing this, because that's not what it's going to be for a yellow. For a yellow, it's going to be about the friendship, You know, red's going to be freedom, blue's going to be fun, and a green's going to be a little bit of all of those after they research it. And when you blitz a green, don't, and they say, well, exactly what's in it? What exactly does it do? How long has it been around? What is this company about? You're not going to say, oh my gosh, it's so much fun. You can totally have a party and then share it with your friends. They're going to be like, I don't want any of that. I just want to be analytical and loyal and detail organized. So I hope that makes sense as far as the colors go. The second part of what I want to talk about today, and if anybody has any questions, go ahead and type it in here. Sandy, you are definitely yellow with a little bit of blue. I can definitely see that. And I absolutely love your answers here in the YouTube feed too. That makes me so happy. So body language is the second part of blitzing. So when I blitz someone, I want to figure out what color they are so I know how to approach them now or in the future, get that contact information, obviously. And the next thing is body language. So there are a few different ways that you can carry yourself when going into a blitz. Now, this goes for talking to somebody on the phone as well. It goes for talking to someone in person. Even if you're on the other end of the line and you're talking to someone, they can feel your body language. I know that sounds really, really weird, but you know when you call up a friend of yours and they haven't really even said much, but you just get like that feeling over the phone, like they're having a really good day or a really bad day. People can feel how you're feeling and you can feel how they're feeling. And they may not be able to see your body language, but they can hear it in your voice, the way that you say things, how quickly you respond. And then of course, if people are in person, they can tell by your appendages and how you're moving. So what I like to do before I call anyone up, or I go out blitzing, is I do what's called a power pose. And this might sound a little crazy, but it helps to put me in the right mindset, because you know what, blitzing is scary, and it is scary to talk to new people, and it can be really scary, especially when you first get started and you're not sure what you're doing. So I'm going to show you guys a couple different power poses here. So the first power pose would be to put your feet up on the table, lean back, and be like, I'm the man, I'm the man, I'm the man, I'm the man, I'm the man. Feel that. Sit back. Be in charge. Feeling that feeling. The other thing you can do if you're not near a desk is to do the standing power pose. And how that looks is you literally stand wherever you are. You can go do this in a bathroom stall if you're in public or around a corner. And you put your hands on your hips and you put your chest out and you put your shoulders back and you roll them and then settle. And breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. And you can even do that now if you want to. Just feel that for a second. That feeling of being powerful, being in charge, you feel good, you are ready, and you're ready to tackle your day. And so what I do is I usually spend a good minute before I do anything doing my power pose, because I know that the day is going to have the best me, and I'm going to have the best blitz if I do that. So breathe deep, stand up, hands on hips or feet up, be powerful. Second, hands out of your pockets. So I see this a lot when I take my newer distributors or anybody blitzing, and they'll hand someone a blitz card. You know, they'll say, have you tried that crazy wrap thing? And they'll hand them a blitz card, and then they put their hands behind them or they put their hands in their pocket. Now, what happens when you do that is it creates mistrust. So I'm going to give you kind of a scenario. So hopefully this will make sense. So you're walking down the alleyway, it's nighttime, and let's say you're a woman, for case of argument, and you see this guy walking down the alley, and he's got his hood on, and he's got his hands in his pockets, and he's walking towards you. How do you feel? It's dark, there's nobody else around. You probably have your keys in your hand and your cell phone, and you're ready in case something happens. Now, I want you to take that exact same scenario, and I want you to take his hood off, and I want you to put his hands out where you can see them. Maybe he's reading a book, or maybe he's just walking with his hands at his sides. His hands aren't in his pockets, his body language is out. How do you feel now? he looks a lot less ominous, right? You're like, oh, it's just a dude walking down the street, no big deal. When you cover your hands, hands are actually the first factor for trust people see. A lot of times people will say, if I said to you right now, you know, what's the first thing that you look at when you talk to someone? You will say their eyes or their mouth. And it's not true. And I know this sounds insane, but you actually look at their hands first. You guys can look this up on Google. There's a million studies about this. You will look at their hands first, because hands, depending on how they move them or where you put them, create trust. So when I blitz someone and I hand them that card, I'll either keep my hands up here where they can see them so that I can use them to talk, or I'll put them at my sides, but I'll leave my palms open. So so I look like I'm at an open position. So it's going to look something like this. You know, I hand them the blitz card, and then I'm either going to stand there kind of like this with my hands so that I can talk, create trust. I'm not holding onto my purse. I don't have my hands behind me and I'm waiting for their questions. I don't have my hands down, you know, here or hidden. I don't have my hands in pockets. I have them here, or I have them out in front of me with my palms open. It may take you a little getting used to, and you may feel a little awkward at first, but keeping that open like that is going to create trust versus like this, because then you think the person's either not interested or you don't trust them. So hands out of pockets, out where you can see them. Next, we've got listening. So when you're listening, there's two different ways to listen. There's the intentional listen, or there's the unintentional listen. And I'm going to give you both versions. So if I'm looking at you right now on the camera, looking in your eyeballs, and I'm watching your eyes and I'm kind of tilting my head to the side a little bit, it looks like I'm listening. Okay, so look at this. There's this, and then there's this. Just cocking that head just a little bit to the side and opening up that chest, all of a sudden I look like I'm listening to you more. And I truly am, because I'm in a listening position. Now, when you make eye contact with people and you're listening, it usually means that you are really, really super driven into what they're saying, or you're driven into what you're saying. So you're communicating with eye language and body language. Now, the other way to listen, which is going to be a little less effective, but at first, if you're nervous with blitzing, you're probably going to do this a little bit more, and that's to look up at their forehead. And you still look like you're listening, but you're not making that total eye contact. What I like to do is I like to move from the eyes, and then when I want to feel a little bit more personal with them, I will look up at their forehead. Back at eyes, so intentional, unintentional. When I do the unintentional and I'm not looking at their eyes, all of a sudden they feel a little warm and fuzzy inside. That sounds weird, I know, but you guys can look it up. This is a true study. I'm not making this up. So listening, head cocked, body open, where our hands are out. Next, smiling. So I know when you guys blitz someone and you're brand new or whatever, it's kind of scary. And so smiling and creating that body language of smiling when you're listening and you're talking is going to make people warm up to you. So I'll show you the difference. Hey, I was wondering if you tried this crazy rap thing. Or, hey, I was wondering, have you tried this crazy rap thing? All of a sudden, I'm more open. I'm excited. I look happy about this crazy rap thing. I look happy to talk to them. I look like I want to make a new friend. Maybe I have something to offer them that they're going to be excited about. So it seems like common sense, but when you first get started, it's so scary blitzing anyways that you're like, have you tried that crazy rap thing? You know? So if you've blown it in the past by not smiling, it's okay. There's a billion fish in the sea. Next, of course, we talked a little bit about eye contact. I just want to stress again how important that is that you make eye contact with them. If you blitz them and then look away and you're just handing out blitz card here, have you tried this here? Have you tried this here? Have you tried this here? Have you tried this? You're going to hand out 1,000 blitz cards that way. I watched a girl on an airplane do that, a network distributor. She was just like, have you tried this? 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 She's going through the whole thing. Not one person wound up being interested in the card that she gave them because she didn't make eye contact. She wasn't open. She wasn't being a thoughtful listener. I blitzed 2 people on that plane and signed them both up as loyal customers on the plane and sold 2 wraps. Why? Because I took the time to be interested in them. So eye contact, being thoughtful. Next, low voice for authority. So when you blitz somebody and you say, have you tried this crazy rap thing? They're like, whoa. But if you're like, hey, I have a question for you. I wanted to find out, have you tried this crazy rap thing? Seriously, it's pretty amazing. And when you drop that voice down a little bit, not being quiet and whispering, but just lower that voice, people will want to lean in. It's kind of like when you're, let's say you're at a restaurant and there's two people behind you talking and they're really, really loud and you're trying not to listen. But when there's two people behind you and they're having like kind of a cool conversation and it's a little lower, almost like it's a secret that you're not supposed to know about, you find yourself like creeping over to listen, you know, a little bit more, because we're humans, so we're all curious. So by lowering your voice just a little bit and leading with intention, you're going to get them interested. Next, do not cross your arms. This is an automatic conversation stopper. Think about it this way. When you have, let's say that you were telling your kids to do something and they cross their arms, they're automatically saying, I don't want to do this. I'm not interested in what you have to say. So same thing, if you're blitzing someone and you notice them cross their arms, then what's happened is you have created a barrier. Either you've talked too much, you haven't made eye contact, you haven't been thoughtful and been a good listener. Maybe you're arguing with them about their principles. So if I see someone start to cross their arms, I say, well, you know what? I can tell you are super crazy busy right now. Can I get you on my Facebook? We're doing free wrap giveaways and stuff. And I'd love to, you know, hook you up when we've got deals, and just end it right there. If they've crossed their arms, they're ready for the conversation to be over. Now they may open back up and say, well, yeah, I guess that would be okay. And they're saying to you with their body language that they're now ready to have a conversation with you. But the same thing with you. Same thing with your team, same thing with blitzing. If you talk to your team and you're like this and you look mad and upset and you're closing off everything, you may be doing it because you are feeling a little self-conscious. So you're like trying to close yourself up a little bit. But when you do that, you close yourself off to opportunities. So uncross those arms, palms open. And then last but not least, look for that glazed look. So when you've blitzed someone and you've gone through a couple things, whether the blitz has been 5 seconds or the blitz has been an hour, or whatever's happened, and they start to get this look, like, and they start looking around and they're like, yeah, no, totally, yeah, no, absolutely, and you can tell that they're not really listening anymore. That's usually when I say, you know what, I've totally talked your ear off. I can tell you're super crazy busy. Can I get your contact info or put you on my Facebook? And then they'll usually snap back up because you've asked them to do an action. And they're like, oh, yeah, absolutely. And I say, do you have any other questions? And they'll usually say, if they're done, no, I'm good. That's really awesome. I love it. I would love to take some coupons to my friends. Then you know it's a yellow. So when that glazed look starts happening, you need to either change the subject, change the topic. Same thing for when you're talking to your team and stuff. If you notice them start to like gaze off or fidget or anything, stop what you're doing because they've automatically turned off their listeners. That's what I call ears, as listeners. So hopefully that helps you guys. A couple body language things. That is going to conclude Millionaire School today. And I just want to put out a couple reminders. So we have Millionaire School every Saturday at 10 a.m. and that is Pacific Standard Time up here in good old Washington State. And you can find us on Facebook. I am Charity Ellison, Triple Diamond with It Works Global. If you are coming across this video totally randomly and you have no idea what I'm talking about with It Works, you can take a look at our website, which is tonetightfirm.com, or get with whatever distributor sent you this video today so that you can find out more about this awesome, crazy, amazing, life-changing business and crazy wrap thing. So hope you guys have the most fabulous day. I hope the day has the best you. And I just want to remind every single person out there that the only way to fail is to quit.